Previously on Unturning.
I want to do something worthy with my life. That's why I've decided to come back here.
That woman will be your ruin.
The same morning, outside Eustacia's house, the dancer brings Eustacia on stage and offers her a suitcase, which Eustacia sets beside her on the bench. The dancer exits as Clym enters, gazing awkwardly at Eustacia until he musters the courage to speak.
Miss Vye?
Yes, and you?
My name is Clym Yeobright. I came to inquire whether... I heard you were injured.
Oh, yes. I was afraid it might leave a mark.
She displays her arm to him like a wounded bird. He steps towards her and clasps her arm. At that moment, Damon Wildeve appears from the other side of the hill behind her.
I told you you would come.
Good evening, Mr. Wildeve. I don't suppose you've met our new neighbor, Clym Yeobright.
Yeobright? I heard you came back, but I didn't expect to see you here.
A coincidence to pass one's neighbors.
A pleasure to get to know one's neighbors.
I see. Well, since you are Thomason's cousin, I suppose we'll be getting to know each other soon enough.
Please.
Damon storms off. Eustacia starts after him, but it's too late.
I hope I haven't hurt your reputation. I wouldn't want people to say you've been speaking to a man alone.
I am a witch after all.
I don't believe that. The people here are backward sod-cutters who somehow find self-righteousness in their ignorance. Their talk of witches is utter nonsense, and even if there were such a thing, you would be the farthest creature from it.
You really believe that, don't you? You're a kind man, Clym Yeobright.
She offers Clym her hand. He takes it, and they slowly walk together. Meanwhile, the dancer takes Eustacia's suitcase from behind the bench and opens it to reveal a wedding veil. For a brief moment, she dances with it, her arms cradling the lace, an echo of the yearning with which she reached for the moon in the prelude. But Diggory Vye appears and commandeers the veil. As Thomason enters at the back of the stage opposite Damon Wildeve, Diggory Vye looks into her eyes and lovingly places a veil on her head. For one instant, we see the possibility of Thomason facing Diggory in her wedding attire, while Damon and Eustacia gaze passionately at each other from across the stage. But Thomason is already crossing to Damon in a wedding processional, and Diggory steps aside, watching from a distance and alone before withdrawing offstage as the newlyweds exit together on the opposite side. The dancer has shuddered and fled, leaving Eustacia and Clym alone together. It is now late March, 3 months later.
I will never stop loving you. These past few months since we met, my life makes sense now. Before I met you, I'd never felt more than a passing fancy for a woman, but this is different. This heath that always seemed so harsh and barren in the winter blooms for us like the Garden of Eden, and we too, its sole inhabitants. Surely no one on earth has ever been more in love as we are.
Surely not.
And you never loved anyone before me?
Why would you think that?
I heard somewhere. It doesn't matter now. You're mine.
Yes.
And you don't love anyone else?
No.
I knew it. The people here make up stories against you, but I know they aren't true. I hate them for even thinking it.
Clym,
Don't worry, my love. I know not to listen to them.
And you're right not to. You know how terrible they are when they speak of witches and spells. But what if a day should come, someday, when some of it might seem true?
It can't happen, my love. Should we ever come to such a time, we'll say, I have outlived my faith and purpose, and die. Don't you see, Eustacia, you are my place in this world. All my years of searching, longing to see when I'd find my love and how she would be. Can this be you?
Can this be you? I was so alone, so lost and unsure, with no hope of love, how could I endure? Can this be you?
Can this be you?
I can see your face in all my dreams.
We are meant to be together, it seems. You are my love, you are my love.
But can we be so certain? How can we ever know?
Some things are meant to happen. Trust me, I'll prove it so. Could this moment last forever? Could you stay here in my arms, love? Safe in my arms, stay in my arms. Oh, my dear love. I must have you with me always. Even going home tonight, I don't like to lose you.
You don't have to leave me so soon.
There is a certain obstacle to my staying.
Your mother? She still doesn't know?
She knows that I've met you.
And she speaks ill of me.
That I won't say.
I know she does. What does she say about me? That I'll cast a dark spell over you? Kiss me. Now, go away forever.
No, I will never leave you.
It's your only chance. Run while you can.
Eustacia, we can't go on like this. You must marry me.
Yes. I will be no one else's in the world.
As Clym kneels to propose, he spots Thomason's long-lost hair ribbon in the brush. He picks it up and ties it into a ring to place on Eustacia's finger.
Since your mother is an obstacle, we could be married more easily if we went back to Paris.
How odd that you and my mother should both want me in Paris. I have vowed not to go back.
But surely you won't really stay here and be a teacher. You're far too noble for that.
Eustacia, were it not for you, I'd be happy to live here as a hermit. But you...
Don't mistake me, Clym. I would love to be with you in Paris, but I would live anywhere with you.
That is what I've been waiting for. If you'll agree to live in a little cottage at the edge of the heath for a while, we can be married now.
How long would we have to live there?
6 months, till I finish my reading and can start my school.
6 months?
Do I need to ask your grandfather's permission?
My grandfather would, I think, allow it on the condition that it not last more than 6 months.
I promise.
How hard can it be, as long as we love each other?
Later that evening, Mrs. Yeobright is at home in her kitchen. Clym enters from outdoors.
Where have you been, out so late?
I've been taking the air.
Did you see Eustacia Vye?
Yes. I've been waiting to tell you about Eustacia, and I'm glad that you brought her up.
I know where this is heading, and I don't like it. Even if she were as good a woman as you could find in a place like this, why would you want to get involved with anyone just now?
She will make a good matron at my boarding school.
Surely you won't marry that woman.
That woman is the most educated lady, yes, lady, on Egdon.
No lady would roam about at all hours of the night.
Really, Mother, any objection of yours is unfounded. You simply don't like her because she's foreign, but she's still half English.
Then she's still half witch. Clym, before you came back, there was something between her and Thomason's husband.
How can you say that? This idle gossip of yours is exactly what I'm working to change. Once the people here are educated, they'll know how to hold facts above rumors. But you give me no peace.
I wish I'd never lived to see this. My own son.
I am a grown man, and I know what's best for me.
And what's best is to throw away your future for that wanton woman? Don't you see that by choosing her, you prove you don't know what's best for you? You give up your whole life to please a woman you don't even know?
No, of course. I should give up my life to please you.
Clym, if you wish to get mixed up with an unworthy woman, why did you come back here? Why not stay in Paris? It's more the fashion there.
I beg your pardon for having thought this was my home. I will no longer inflict myself upon you. I'm leaving.
Clym storms out of the house.
Clym! Clym! After all the trouble I've taken to allow you to quit this dreary heath, you return to fall for a fallen woman. Why can't you see she'll be your ruin? Why she has such powers, from whence her wretched spell comes, no one here can say. She has brought them here from some foreign nation, some dreadful place of dark creation. She is why your cousin's husband left their wedding day. She leads all the men astray. And you, my son, so swiftly fall directly into her outstretched and beckoning grasp. Please, my son, resist that woman, spurn that woman who has lost all grace. How I wish you'd not returned here, never met her, never seen her face. But I can't deny my son his home. I wish I could. It would be for your own good. Yes, my son, please leave me, not for her, but for a better life that lies ahead. So, my son, I beg you, don't rush headlong in passion, but ground your dreams in earth. There is someone out there more worthy of you. Don't turn away from those who love you.